Good afternoon, South Africa. We are so excited that the day has finally arrived, the 1st of November, where we are going to be going out into the polls and making that right mark to say that we want service delivery, we want to see development, and we want to see change. My name is Kim Maruping. We are live here on ANC TV, ANC Northern Cape TV. Can I emphasize that a little bit? ANC Northern Cape TV, and we are speaking to other presenters who have been here in the show as well, talking everything ANC, talking everything elections. I cannot wait to see what you've got. I've already got my mark. I have voted this morning. So you need to go out there and make your mark as well so that you can be heard. In studio, I'm joined with my friends, Mark Kotia and Mr. Malik. Hi, guys.
Hi, Kim.
Smile, it's election day.
It's election day, it's election day. And I'm thinking when you say you've got your mark, everybody's got their mark. I am Mark. I am Mark.
You are Mark. You are Mark. I mean, you've been making a mark, Obviously, we've worked together on different projects, and now we're all here under the umbrella of the African National Congress. And you have been speaking to young people. Can you tell us what is your experience doing this show? What is your show called? What have you taken out?
Wow. First of all, I was just so privileged to have been asked to do this and to be a part of this whole series and stuff. Raising Voices was an exciting series for me to do. Speaking about youngsters and how they are just looking forward to contributing to development by participating in politics now. So for the first time, the ANC have been changing the participation, actually inviting youngsters to say, come on board, partake in politics. And I think that is a good position to be in, to be groomed, as a youngster. And it was just exciting for me, to get to see how they take responsibility and they are excited about it at the same time. Excited to get to the 1st of November where we are at today. And I actually wanted to be with each of my guests in their different regions to see what they would be doing today. But I mean, that's a little bit impossible. But it was exciting, truly was.
I was in Khalishi where I saw the representative of young people in the African National Congress who were actually sitting under the trees, sitting with other councillors, sitting with, and just literally saying that we are here, we are a movement that is pro-representation. And the young people have for a long time, Mark, been saying, we want to lead. We want to be given an opportunity to lead. Malik, one of the things that I know you have been doing is to interview some of the councillors, throughout the province. What have you really been doing? How are you excited about the future of the African National Congress? Because I feel that it is rewriting itself. There are so many things that are different that are coming out from the different speakers that we have. What is your highlight?
I think the most important thing is that as the African National Congress, we realize that we need to move with the times. Gone are the days where we are conformed to a certain age of leaders. We are saying young people come in, young people have fresh ideas, young people have innovative ideas. I mean, when we talk about the fourth industrial revolution, and you're talking to a 70-year-old person that can't even open WhatsApp. So we need young people to come in with fresh ideas for us to move forward. And that is what the ANC has done. The ANC has made a collage, a collaboration of young and more experienced leaders to kind of like also groom them and also seek advice from young people on where to go from here. As you've rightfully said, it's a refreshed ANC. Contrary to popular belief, ANC that we know, the ANC that we knew, the ANC that our forefathers was, affiliated to, could foresee the future, could foresee what is it that is coming. Hence, we were fighting for liberation since 1912. I mean, who would have thought in 1912 that we need to free the non-whites, the African people, from slavery, from apartheid, from all these things? It is the ANC that started it all in 1912, the oldest movement in the country.
100%.
So who has a better foresight of what is it that this country needs to be than the African National Congress? Within measuring up municipalities, we were doing exactly that. We were measuring up where are the municipalities in terms of service delivery? What is it that they have done? The achievements that these municipalities, and also not forgetting the challenges, because it can't all be hunky-dory.
No.
Even the greatest ship in the world sank, the Titanic. But, you know, there were challenges. And the beautiful thing is the plan that these mayors and speakers of municipalities had to sort out the challenges. So they were not just saying, these are the challenges, please help. You know, they were saying, these are the challenges, and this is what we're going to do to address these challenges.
I love the fact that we continue to speak about how the ANC is transforming and continues to transform itself. I mean, you're speaking from 1912. We have leaders like Sol Plaatje. We have, you know, a whole lot of giants who stood up in the movement, you know, Botata Mandela, you know, who said, we cannot continue to go in this direction. Therefore, change needs to happen. And I'm really excited about what happened during the show that I was hosting, the LGBTI talk. It was refreshing for me to hear young and older people speaking about how inclusive the African National Congress is going to be and is now, and that they have taken the LGBTQI community that was sidelined for so long and said, you are not good enough, you are not worthy. So it clearly means that, then it means that the world that we live in is not pro-inclusivity, it's not pro-change, because we are judged by the people that we live with in our own communities. And that was the pain that I could feel that was coming from the LGBTI community. But now what is so beautiful about them and the transformation that they see, they are now saying, we are no longer going to keep quiet about this. We are going to own up space. We are going to say that we are here and we are qualified. We don't want to be voted for in these spaces because we are LGBTIQ. We want to be in those spaces because we have rightfully led already in the younger, you know, structures of the African National Congress. And now we want to see change, and we also want to be in the big offices. And I think that is something that I am experiencing, that I'm opening up my eyes to and thinking it's such a beautiful experience to see how the colors of the LGBTI community really comes out, how we can say we are an inclusive, rated, you know, African National Congress. We do not look at you because of the color of your skin, your creed, your age does not matter. Where you come from does not matter. We are an all-inclusive. Mark, how did you feel interviewing the young councillors?
You know what, when you're using the word transformation, it is a total experience. I was sitting in studio and I would often find myself thinking how exciting it is to not be monotonous again, to have somebody that has new perspective, somebody that has, you know, fresh blood, like I continually said throughout the show. And to me, you know, both of you know that youth is at the center of my focus. Yeah. I'm all for youth, and I always speak about my second chance. And I personally know, and to me it was amazing that I was called to do the Raising Voices show, because how appropriate it was to have chosen a title like Raising Voices, because I myself have found myself in a position where I was formed, I was molded by an ANC-led government. I mean, for an ex-offender to have come to a place where I was able to write a book about my experience. And I mean, I'm most probably going to get a little bit of backlash about speaking about this, but this is true. This is who I was. They believed, the ANC government believed in my story. They believed in giving me an opportunity as an ex-offender who don't easily get a second chance in the community. And that's why I'm thinking, when you're speaking about people that wants to have recognition for their rights, not a lot of people think about people like myself, you know, ex-offenders coming out and being given a second chance. This is what happened to me. Raising Voices was significant to me because the title described what had happened to me, with the government believing, the ANC-led government believing in me and giving me an opportunity to be raised as a voice in our society and community as well. And that is what I always tell youngsters when I go out. That is how I always speak to the youth out there. That is what I steer them towards, to become a voice that is audible in your community. Yes. And now is the time in the ANC for a young person to take up the responsibility and become a voice and lead.
You have just started, Malik, on speaking about the achievements of the African National Congress. when you touched on the issue that there's transformation that's taking place, our movement going back all the way to 1912. And then you get young blood like myself, like Mark would refer to us. Young people.
I include myself in
young
that.
people.
Yeah, no, I'm young myself.
Are you
Yeah. Look, whatever people might want to think, if it wasn't because of the African National Congress, people wouldn't have RDP houses. We've been giving houses like crazy, giving away, and I'm using the word giving away houses like crazy,
Yes.
with no conditions, where the African National Congress or the ANC-led government would literally build a house and give you the key and say it's yours and give you the title deed. There is no other government I know of, and I've traveled a lot. There's no other government in the world that I know that can do that, that says, for you to get a house, you'd have to do this and this and this. It's only the ANC that says, here's a house, here you go.
Mahala.
We've given houses to people that has never owned, the elderly that has never owned houses in their lives. Over the years, we've been giving houses like nobody's business. We've been giving people water in places where the apartheid government has neglected our people. We've gone in there, we've formalized those informal settlements, we've given them water and electricity. We have created opportunities for young people. We have created opportunities for older people where there were projects of farming, there were projects of SMMEs. It is amazing there's so much that the African National Congress has said. 30 minutes is just not enough to talk about.
Absolutely.
We need 30 days.
No, we need 3,000 days or 3 million years to sum it up.
And you know what? There is no other political party in this country that has the experience of running a country than the ANC. It just doesn't exist. From 1994 to now, the ANC has led this country to greatness.
Yes.
Some people might think, no, it's too little, but we've only been here for 27 years.
Come on.
We're babies.
Come on.
South Africa is a baby.
Yeah.
United States is sitting on the 45th democratically elected president. They still have issues of unemployment.
100%.
They still have issues of healthcare. They still have issues of racism. I mean, just last year, there was a massive protest of Black Lives Matter,
yes.
which says to us, after 200 years of democracy, of freedom in the United States, these issues are still there. So we, as the ANC-led government, I mean, let's just an example. We are in the COVID-19 pandemic era. We are in, South Africa is in the top 5 countries that have dealt with COVID their best. This is according to the World Health Organization. Now, would we be in the top 5 if any other political party was leading this country? I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't think so as well.
I need to also I need to jump in there.
Hallelujah.
I just want to say something. The only political party that runs a multiracial country, because previously when it was being led specifically for specific groups and ethnicities. This is an inclusive, when you speak about inclusivity, Kim, earlier, it is an all-included a country that is for all races. The ANC leads for all races. And I think the experience there comes when you say that it's the only political party that has run this far for every single person,
100%.
Every single religion, every single background, every single, you name it, it is there. It's like your dress, all inclusive.
Come on, yes. Talk about the dress.
There. Let's just go there, please. Yeah.
Let's talk about the dress. It was designed by one of the people that I had on my show, Nkosi Natia, who just recently came back from Ethiopia, a young designer that the African National Congress has also given an opportunity to, that has sponsored him to show him that, listen, you have your dreams out there, but they are also valid. I mean, I can speak about myself, Malik. I went back to varsity when I was just a little bit old compared to
no, we were
the
together.
ones that we were
together at
yes,
university.
Compared to the little ones that I have to be in classes with. But I can tell you what the ANC-led government has done for me in a space of government. It gave me new perspective into my life. It gave me a new beginning. It said to me, Kim, your dreams are valid. And now I'm sitting here on my final year And I can say if it was not for the funding that I had received from government, Mark, I would never even think about going back to school. But the ANC has made sure that education becomes fashionable, that young people who are coming from all over the country can come to Salt Lake University, and they can be told that even if you're coming from a poverty-stricken, background, it doesn't matter where you come from. Your dreams are valid. And that is what I stand with, to say that had it not been for the African National Congress, and had it not been for the government of this country, which is ANC-led, I would not be where I'm sitting right now.
Kim, you know what? So much truth in that. And that is why I always, when I am invited to schools and even universities, my sentiment is for youngsters, unemployment. We can say unemployment is high. We can say unemployment is rife in our province, just until we turn blue in our faces. But what we need to realize is that the opportunities to study, to further your studies, have been presented to you.
100%.
And a big portion of our young unemployed youngsters is because of, people are not educated in the sense that they have varsity qualifications. But what I'm not saying that they're not trying. What I'm saying is go out there, educate yourself, enroll in a course at the university. It is all made available to you. Just put a little bit of effort to it and study something. Unemployment also can change and shift. And I always tell youngsters, find your potential. A business is sitting in you. The fact that you are Malik is a brand. The fact that you do what you do is a brand. You did not ask permission to be you. You are you, and you became a business. The African National Congress has placed emphasis on education, and we know that there are a lot of learnerships going out. There's a lot of CETA learnerships being made available at this present hour as we speak. And like I said earlier, myself as well, I would have never been given a chance. I can't even think or fathom what it would have been like previously if I was an ex-offender. And I don't want to go back to that topic, apart from the fact that my life evolves around my relationship with God. The ANC-led government has given me that opportunity to have been given a second chance. You know what it is like to be discriminated against?
Yes.
I come from a background where I was too colored, or I was not white, or I was not this, or whatever. And now I am a person that have a criminal record, another discrimination parked at my house. And then the breakthrough came when I told my story, and somebody saw it, and then somebody published it. They paid to have my book published. And that is how I built and became this brand. A lot of youngsters out there have the same opportunity that would have never been here if it wasn't for the ANC-led government. And I know for a fact that, there is a lot of possibilities where we have enterprise development made available for our youngsters, not to just find a job, but to create jobs
for themselves.
Yeah, the other thing, Kim, throughout my engagement with mayors throughout the province, I've realized that, and I've known this, but it has always been in my subconscious, that the Northern Cape is the black sheep of the country.
Well, they wanted to sell us the other day
And
to Namibia.
And saying that is that we are the most rural with a less population. So that translates to less budget from national. But yet, the leadership of the African National Congress, with the little that they have received from national, have done wonders in the Northern Cape. We make sure that where there is no water, I mean, when you go to the Namakwas and the ZFM, where it's starting to become the desert, there's boreholes. Our government has made sure that there's boreholes as a backup to make sure that our people never sit without water. There are places within the Northern Cape where we have solar plants to make sure that our people never sits without electricity. And this is the ANC-led government. When Mark was speaking there, I kind of like, when he says when he was talking about business, I kind of like preempted what he was going to say. I thought he was going to say the ANC is a business. Yes, the ANC is a business. We are in the business of changing people's lives.
Yes.
This is who we are. So do yourself a favor and get a flavor of going out and voting for the African National Congress.
I can't wait to experience what you are going to be seeing when you go out to the polls. It's looking absolutely green. It's looking absolutely amazing out there. To go and vote for the African National Congress, the only party that matters. We are going to make sure that education continues to be fashionable. We're going to make sure that we are going to make that electricity bills be up to scratch. We're going to do everything that is right for our people. We are in the business, like Malik said, of making people's lives change. After this ad break, we will continue with the conversation right here on the African National Congress, Northern Cape TV. We are back in studio and we are continuing with the conversation to say that it is the 1st of November. You need to go out there and vote and make sure that your voice is heard. In studio, I'm still joined by my two colleagues, Malik and Mark Kotia, and we're talking about the changes that government has done throughout the years. What are your perspectives when you do look at houses, the way that they have transformed from being in impoverished communities, and then now you get our children to get into education spaces where they can study for free. You get them that they can go and travel overseas where they can get to see the world and explore the world from the eyes of the African National Congress. Because remember, previously it was from the eyes of other people who thought that one person is okay and another one is not okay. From the perspective of the colorful, the bright, the inclusive African National Congress, what do you see in the future?
Kim, for about just under 10 years or around 10 years, I was working locally in Vergenoeg, where I was running a community center. And one of the things that was our key focus areas is that people are fed, kids are fed, so that you don't have a hungry child. A hungry child is a child that goes out and search for things and do things that are not appropriate. You understand? And if we consider, just look at, because we had to keep numbers, we had to be involved in a household, for instance. If you look at a house, a family that has a mom, a dad, a granny, young kids and stuff, where they struggle. When Malik says that doesn't happen overnight, everybody learns to perfect a certain skill. The ANC is slowly moving towards seeing that, cracks are being filled, mistakes that were made are corrected, and things. What is important is that we access education, health care. A household who, for instance, where the granny is, that she's able to access health care. A household where there are young kids, the government makes sure that through social development we have soup kitchens in non-profit organizations. They are able to, and not even just the soup kitchen, if there's a dire need, they can apply for a food parcel and it's readily available. Those kind of things we can see. Households becoming indigenous when they can't afford electricity and things like that. There is an immediate care that's taken of a temporary situation. And that is what I like, because you're not overlooked. Your needs are being taken care of. It's not perfected. None of us are perfect. We were sitting here. And my argument is, no matter who you think you want to have come into governance, we come with the same package. The country does not change because the political party changes. The needs are still the same.
Yes.
The after effects of a long-term apartheid is still the same. It does not mean a new political party comes and the South Africa changes. We still have to take care of the same needs. And that is what the government has proven, that free healthcare, education, all of those things are important and has been happening.
Have you recently visited the Robert Sobukwe Hospital?
Oh, yes. I'm actually, before COVID, well, still am actually, a patient of Robert Sobukwe Hospital. Yes, I can afford medical aid. Yes, I can afford to go to a private hospital. But why? when Robert Sobukwe, as a state hospital, has the best doctors
100%.
provided by the African
The
National
best
Congress.
ICU facility in the country.
The best
The
machinery.
public hospital.
Yeah. What am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is through the ANC, you'll get a family, whether the people are older or what, it doesn't matter, where they've never worked in their lives because of the color of their skin. They can't get a job now because of their age. And in that household, the grandmother would get a grant, a pension grant, and this grandmother has never worked in their lives. The children will get children grants. If there is somebody that is disabled, they will get a disability grant.
Yes.
And they would be able to buy food. And if they can't buy food, the ANC-led government will make sure that they get food parcels.
Yes.
And it is only this government that has done that, continues to do that, and will continue to do that.
Yes.
Like I said previously, we've built houses and given them away for days. We have supplied water in areas where you would have not thought that there would be water. We've given people electricity. People's lives are brighter because of the African National Congress-led government. We are feeding people throughout the country like it's getting out of fashion. You can go anywhere in the world. There is no government like that. There is no government like this. We have the best constitution in the world. This is not Malik saying it. The world have said it, to say South Africa has the best constitution in the world. And why wouldn't you want to live in a country like that, where the constitution is of high class, where the African National Congress is the only party that has really, and its alliance, by the way, has really woken up and said, we are in the business of fighting for our people. It was their job to fight for people. People have died within the African Congress for this freedom that we have. We can now that we are sitting in nice gold chairs, feeling the leather.
Oh,
Can you
yes.
feel my leather, Mark?
This is sweet. It's sweet. It's
and
soft.
say, oh, thank you, but bye-bye. This is the movement that took out of the pits.
We cannot run away from the fact that even the young people of this country are saying that they have not been considered that much. And it's a fact that the country must open up, its avenues to young people who are going to be leading. The African National Congress is doing that. Right now, we have councillors, candidates who are coming in, who are coming from the African National Congress.
I need to interrupt you.
Yes.
You know what stood out for me during my interviews when you are saying young candidate councillors, the way they are groomed.
Sure.
It is outstanding. The way that they articulate the DNA of the ANC, they articulate the fiber of politics now that they are on board. They are fired up. They are totally just on board. And it's Hasi manga.
Oh,
they are there. They want to do the job.
The young people are educated. The young people are leading in spaces like SASCO. We are out there and we are making sure that the voices of the young people in South Africa are being heard. And I'm going to tell you, with the drive that the government has taken to help educate young people who are now graduates, who are probably struggling with the graduates to get some jobs. But I think that is what the ANC is going to be about. They have given us the education. Now we will be going out there to make sure that those candidates who have gone to school, who have gotten their degrees and sitting at home, do not sit at home any longer. So I'm speaking to the students specifically to say that this is a movement that you must be voting for. They have realized the need before, they are catering it for it now, and the plans will be made to make sure that everybody who is qualified for a certain job, gone are those days where you are going to want to get anything for mahala, everything you have to work for, especially education. Those long nights must be put in. Those long hours must be put in. But people must also look at a spectrum of different careers that they can go to. We need artisans. We need people that are going to be working in constructions to make sure that we do not have issues with the potholes any longer. We do not have to go and outsource and do whatever. It can come from the people who are within this province. It can come out from the young people who are coming. Our teachers, our nurses, Those are the people that we should be, careers that we should be looking at. Yes, it's nice to be a lawyer, but I mean, the industry is...
I wouldn't know.
You dressed, you certainly dressed. You are dressed like a lawyer. Be a lawyer. Look, what I wanted to also just, highlight is the fact that, I don't know, it might just be me, but the ANC's online lectures the past couple of years,
Sure.
information sharing. COVID has not stopped how we groomed the young upcoming councillor candidates. There were online lectures taking place and people tuned in. It was regular. People shared information. They were groomed. It's not like we're no longer just sending out people there, okay, Kim sounds loud and enough, so we will take Kim. No, people that are groomed, that literally are going to make a difference. And when you ask me, what do I see? I see that. I see people who are prepared, they have been prepared, and they are now prepared to make that change.
And we've started seeing a lot of change. We've started seeing people being arrested for things that they've done.
Yes.
And that is the African National Congress that does not have
Corruption.
time or place for corruption. We have seen in the past 4 or 5 years, people being arrested. We are going to see more people that will be arrested because of corruption. There is no space for laziness and wanting to rob public money in within the African National Congress. We've seen that. It is going to continue to happen under the leadership of the ANC. So support the ANC, go out and vote for the ANC. I just want to touch on young people quickly. We're talking about education. And yes, some of our people out there cannot afford to take their children to varsity. Young people, go out and volunteer. Go to any government department, municipality, and volunteer and get the experience. For you to be educated, it doesn't necessarily mean you must pay a fee at a varsity and have books. You learn on the job, experience, and only through this government you'll be allowed to volunteer and learn and gain the experience. So nothing beats it. You can't buy experience.
No.
That's one
No,
thing.
you can't.
I don't care how much money you have.
Yeah.
You cannot buy it. It's either you can ride a bike or you can't.
For sure.
It's as simple as that.
Or you'll push it.
or you push it,
Yeah.
which I've done for a couple of years. But what we are saying is the African National Congress is the only political party that has the experience of running a country in this country.
We have seen women emerging strongly. That is our African National Congress. Women that are coming out and saying that our voices should also be heard. The African National Congress Women's League has incorporated the LGBTIQ people into a desk, and they now belong within under the same umbrella. I had Comrade Steve here the other time in the studio, and the passion that was coming from there to say that, you know what, the ANC has given us a home. And we are here as the LGBTQI community, and we are saying we want to belong. But most importantly, you have comrades like Comrade Batabile Tlamini, who is leading the African National Congress Women's League, who is making sure that we have the lectures to equip young people with experiences. What happened? So that history doesn't repeat itself. The problem is that people don't understand what happened during the apartheid era, and we're not taking time to learn. And we just want to ride on the gravy train. I think that's wrong. I think learning about the movement from where it comes from until where it is now, when there's young people that are coming in, we groom them through educational programs that will ensure that by the time they are in leadership positions, they do not forget what the African National Congress has done and where the African National Congress comes from. And the women in the African National Congress are standing up. We have Naama Yanga, is a young group of women as well who are volunteering, working throughout the province to make sure that the voices of the Young Women's League gets to be heard as well. So we are seeing change. It's no longer the way it used to be. We are going out there and we're going to be voting for the African. I've already done that. Malik, when are you going?
Well, after the show.
Oh.
but I need to talk to our people very, very quickly. As much as the African National Congress-led government has done all that they have done, which is fantastic, it does not matter unless we, the people, start looking after what the African National Congress-led government is giving us. Stop putting foreign object in our sanitation systems so that they can be preserved.
100%.
Stop spoiling our roads by spinning your cars on our roads.
Stop it.
Stop vandalizing buildings and pipes. Because, you know, I spoke to the executive mayor of Up Municipality now the other day, and I've learned a lot. Because when you're sitting at home and looking at what's happening in Kimberley, thinking, you know, the infrastructure, this, and he mentioned key things. How many big buildings are we seeing coming up within Kimberley? We have the new Landmat, we had Harib, we have 2 buildings opposite the North Cape Mall that has come up. One is just being constructed. And only if our infrastructure has improved can you have buildings. So that shows that work has been done. We might not see it on a personal level, but work has been done. For buildings to come up, for RDP houses to be built within municipalities, it means the infrastructure is being upgraded. It means the infrastructure is able to carry that. When you have a burst pipe, lipsis linguish. You know what
I was wondering what a first pipe is.
You know what is that? Lipsis linguish. You know, when you get all the spirit, you know,
You're getting
all these words
excited.
that you
the
bring
spirit
in.
of the
Excited
ANC,
about-
you know.
He wants to go vote.
So when you get a burst pipe, it can never be the responsibility of the municipality. It's our responsibility as the people.
And
Put
wires
PEMPAS and wires and all those type of things down the drain. Let's look after these things because they do not belong to Salt Lake. They do not belong to the premier. They do not belong to the president. These things belong to us. To us. We are the people because this is a government for the people, by the people. So if we are not going to look after our things, burning stuff.
Yes.
You're burning your own stuff.
Yes.
Because tomorrow, now the municipality must rebudget
To build that thing again.
to build that clinic
Again.
Now you turn around and you complain, oh, I don't have a clinic, but you burned it.
You burned it.
down.
You
So
burned it.
We are not saying you cannot protest. It is your constitutional right.
100%.
This country was liberated around a table. There was a consensus that was taken to say, we are going to CODESA. At the round table, we sat on the round table. We spoke, we discussed, we negotiated, and it was resolved. Hence, we are the leaders now. It was violence didn't work. It didn't work. So let's sit down around the table and talk. If there's something you do not like in your ANC-led ward, sit around the table with the ward councillor and let's discuss. Let's talk. Let's support our ward councillors. These young, dynamic people that we are voting for. I hope you are voting for them. These young, dynamic people.
No, we are voting for them. And I really, you speak passionately about voting. I have voted. I know why I'm voting. I'm voting because I want change to happen. I'm voting because I want to see the future bright, not just for myself, but my offsprings as well. I'm voting because I have a voice. And I'm voting for the voices of those minorities that might not have the opportunity to go to those polling stations and make the votes. But I'm speaking on behalf of those that are saying we want to belong. And I know for a fact that the African National Congress has made me feel like I need to belong. That's why I woke up in the morning, and I'm going to brag with this thing the whole time, because this shows that I'm a responsible person. I want to partake in the change that is happening in the country and the change that is happening in the world. Why are you going to vote, Mark?
Kim, first of all, you have been going on about the fact that I'm gray-haired and I'm older than everybody here, but then
I didn't say that.
not in so many words. I come from a background.
It could also be that you're playing around with somebody's highlights.
No, you know what? Literally, somebody's. I'm not going to name the name, but somebody. When I started growing my hair, somebody's son asked me, "Whose hair are you wearing?" Little boy, my best friend's little boy. But what I wanted to say is, I come from a background where I know what it was not to be able to participate in this country. I know what it was like not to be able to vote. So I'm voting because I've been given the privilege in my lifetime to participate as a voice in a democracy. I'm voting because I know what it feels like to be left out in a country where you were born in and could not partake in. And I'm voting because I also, not that I want to see change, I want to see what we've changed, change it better, do better,
Sure, man,
increase.
sure.
And just, my overall perspective of this whole process is that we are able to, what we've started, continue and do better.
Malik?
Well, for many years, the African people could not vote all over the world, not only in South Africa. You talk about America, you talk about Europe, you talk about Australia. If you were non-white, you couldn't vote. And specifically in this country, when you think about what is it that has happened, people only look at the 1950s. But the oppression of the African people in South Africa has started in 1652. 1652.
Sure. You were not even a little thing in
I was never, my parents were not even an idea
that you are going to exist.
And I'm voting in commemoration of those that have died fighting for the right to make a cross or a mark next to the leaders they want. I'm voting for my children so that they can have a life that I did not have. I might look young, I might look...
You said you are young, Master.
I might look
you said you are youth. I get it, that's how you and Mark are.
But if you look deep within our societies, there are unsung heroes that will never appear on posters, that history doesn't know. I'm voting on behalf of those people. There are people that have gone to exile through the movement that we are celebrating today, that have died in exile and never saw their return in South Africa and never had a chance to vote. I'm voting for those people to say that we are here, we are continuing your legacy, we are continuing the work that you have started.
Yes.
It is not over. People, we mustn't get it twisted and saying, oh, we are free now. It's not over. There's still other issues that we need to deal with as the African National Congress to move this country forward. It can't be that a certain minority, whites, are sitting with the richness of this country. It can never be. The Freedom Charter is very clear that we need to share. We need to share the wealth of this country. It is very, very clear. The Constitution is very clear.
South Africa belongs to all those who live in it.
Yes. As the three of us sitting here, I'm white, Mark is Chinese.
I'm gray.
Let me be Chinese for today.
But you know what?
You want to be Chinese for today? Okay.
But you know what? This is the country we live in. It's a country where it affords you to be whoever you want to be.
I wanted to say that. In the country where you can be anyone, anything you want to be.
Today I'm white, tomorrow I could be Indian.
Purple. You can just wake up in the morning and say, today I'm green. And really, these are misconceptions. These are social constructs that we have been told that we can have this and we cannot have that.
Yes.
We are breaking barriers here. We are revolutionizing what needs to be revolutionized.
Yes.
This is a revolution. And where there is a revolution, there is change. And it's tangible change. Something that we can see, something that we can measure up, that we can measure up and say we have done this as the African National Congress. We can see that these are proven facts. We are not lying when we say that we have changed the lives of our people. It is there, it is tangible. Any last words, Malik, that you'd like to say to your listeners? You've been measuring up municipalities, you've been going throughout the province, and you have been saying it's about time that we speak about the truth, the myths, and we break down everything that is got to do with municipalities.
Look, in any country that I've ever lived in, there's always the same perception that government must do for me. JFK said, ask not what America has done for you, but what you have done for America. And there is a concept that we need to adopt in South Africa. We have a sense of entitlement. We have a sense of sitting back and waiting for government to do things for us. But who is actually government? We are. The people of this country, we are government. We elect a representative in the National Assembly to represent, because all 50 million people can't go to the National Assembly. So we need to start going back to basics. Let's go back to basics as the people of this province, as the people of this country. Let the village raise our children. What am I saying? I'm saying we need to start looking and doing great things for each other. When Mark comes and sells techies, I mustn't say, "Ooh, I'm not going to support Mark. Ooh, here, let's support our businesses. Let's support each other as a people." There's a saying in the Hadith, I'm Muslim. It says, and this is what the Gift of the Givers tagline and their entire basis is on, and it speaks volumes. It says, the best of mankind are those who benefit others. The best of mankind are those who benefit others. So if I am going to benefit Mark, and Mark benefits Kim, and we all do stuff for each other, we become a united front. Because when we are united as the people, as united as the African National Congress is, there is no room for wind to even go through, let alone a person. This is a united African National Congress.
Yes.
Maybe we should call it the UIANC, the United African National Congress.
You don't want to be that Osine. You know which one? The one that was wearing the red thing and then went, Amanda!
So wait, so
You don't want to be that person.
let's look past the elections. Whatever party you are voting for, is it the party that will bring about change in your life? Look back in what you have achieved in the last 26, 27 years, what you have gotten from the African National Congress-led government. What is it that you think the opposition will give you? And it will only just be a thought and a dream. And when you wake up to reality, they've done nothing for you. Stick with the party that there is proof, there's a track record of what is it that they have done for our people. You can't change religions today because you think if you go to the next religion, you might go to heaven. You don't know that. So let's vote ANC. Go out in numbers. If you haven't voted yet and you have registered to vote and you've been doubting, let me assure you that the ANC is the correct and the right party and the genuine liberation movement in this country that you should make the mark for and vote for. I always say it is the ANC and the others.
Yes. We don't have a lot of parties in South Africa. We have the ANC
and others.
And the others. We have the ANC and the other parties. So we can't have we can't get that one mixed up,
No.
We are constant and we are saying, Mark, the young lions are roaring. Young people want change. Young people want to be in positions where they lead. Your own heart is for the young people. What do you want to say to the young people in your closing remarks?
Look, let's keep it simple. I just want to tell you, you can never change your shadow. Your shadow is who you are. And the ANC is who you are. If you participate in this, your shadow can only do what you do. So through your participation, the ANC does what you do. So become a part of this. I know you're going to stay close to the ANC's heart, and the ANC will stay close to your heart. All I'm saying is be there to move. When you move, your shadow moves. So you cannot blame the ANC for things that you were not participating in. Start participating positively, and we will see positive change. Go out there, young lions. I am waiting on your vote, and you can change this.
We have had such a brilliant conversation with all the hosts that have been hosting here at the African National Congress, Northern Cape TV, where we have launched and made it possible for young people to come out, for the LGBTQI community to come out and speak about who and what they think should be changed in South Africa, how the African National Congress has included them through the African National Congress Women's League. And we've always been talking to municipalities to say to municipalities, we are ready to see the change that we want to be in this world. It has been an amazing journey. We cannot wait to go out there and tell our people that on the 1st of November, which is today, it is your time to go and make your mark. The African National Congress will never disappoint. We know that we have loopholes, but we are going to make sure that we are going to change. No community or no family walks without having problems. We know that you are our family. We know that your blood is green. It's yellow. It's also gold, like the chairs that they were sitting for. So make sure that you go out there and vote for the African National Congress. Myself, Kim Maruping, with the brilliant people that we've had in studio, Malik and
hold on,
and
hold on. Before you say bye, thanks to Home Future. Thanks to Home Future for making sure that we sit comfortably.
No. Wait, no, that's not correct. Let me just tell you, we would like to say a huge thank you to Home Future Furniture.
Guys, that's a wrap from us. That's a wrap from us. We have had great conversations. I love the ANC. I love the people who come here. I love the change that we're going to see. Go out there and vote for the African National Congress. We love you. The ANC leads. The ANC leads. Is there something else? And we're forgetting something else.
I want to say thank you to the crew.
Yes.
Let's give them a round of applause. Niaz, Busy Bee, Carrie. But there's a story that I want to tell you. When Carrie's not here, the two gentlemen, they've set up cameras and everything and what. Then Carrie walks in. I don't like the light. Oh, this camera, it's too tight. But you know what? As a young lioness,
yes,
Carrie knows exactly what she wants, when she wants it, and how to get it.
And that speaks of the young blood on its way to politics.
She's a true ANC young lioness. She knows what she wants, when she wants it, and how to get it.
We will continue to roar, but I get a feeling that we might not finish this episode because we have such a lot of beautiful moments that we've shared with each other. Everybody, thank you for joining us every single day and making sure that the 1st of November becomes again. Oh my goodness, this is never gonna end. Can somebody take Malik out?
I have to thank Naledi.
Oh yes,
Naledi always briefing and very involved. And Tatemudi say, "Aw bana, Tatemudi say, Emudi say, Aw bana." And everybody that has supported all three shays, I know there's different guys that used to come here. Jeffrey van der Werve, Muhammad Jaha, they used to pop in and come see what is it that we're doing. And we also, the most important people that we can never forget to thank is the audience.
100%.
It would have never been possible without you watching. And thank you so much for watching. And Mark, thank you so much for speaking to young people and making sure that.
And speaking in Afrikaans, man.
Ja,
like your Afrikaans. Ek kan sê vir Afrikaans, maar jou Afrikaans is
die hele pad was dit aangenaam geweest vir my om as die jongste mens natuurlik op die paneel om met jong mense te gesels het. Dit was altyd lekker geweest. Veral toe ek in die Namakoland en in Appington streek was, het ek geleer hoe om my beste Afrikaans net voor Kersfees uit te bring sodat jy weet vir wie jy skep.
Ek het ook 'n geleentheid.
Net vir Kersfees.
Ek het ook 'n geleentheid gekry of 'n kans gekry om Afrikaans te praat met die Namakwa mense.
Lekker.
Nee, Afrikaans is so religieus nie. Maar toe probeer ek om daai Afrikaans te praat, die bokaste Afrikaans. Daai Afrikaans van my was nogal vol stof.
Daai Afrikaans is suiwer Afrikaans.
Ek het hom gekoop.
Ons praat suiwer Afrikaans hier in die Noord-Kaap. En ons sê die mense gaan uit en stem vir die ANC. Is that okay? Am I getting it right?
Stem vir die ANC in Afrikaans, stem vir hom in Setswana, stem vir die ANC in Engels solank jy stem.
Can I just ask him to blink again, because I like her eyelashes. When she blinks, I get a bit of coolness.
Blink when you say goodbye. When you say goodbye.
I'm saying goodbye and I'm going to blink. And these are stars here, and here we are at the African National Congress TV. Thank you everyone for joining us. It's been a great, fantastic journey where we're going to see the ANC emerge victorious after today, the 1st of November. Adios, the ANC leads, the ANC loves Amanda.